I'm Moit, TEMPHUiBIS here, and today we're going to talk about the PS3 Plus 2. So they released the console recently, and they even spoke about some games that's going to be released as well. And I'm going to give my quick thoughts on it. When I look at the console itself, I think from this perspective, I think it's absolutely gorgeous the way it looks. It definitely has a great slick design. I do like the way the white and black interacts, and from one aspect I think it just looks like a great design. But I will be honest as well, and it does look like a router, and some people have compared it to looking like Cell's head shape from Dragon Ball Z. And it does look kind of weird from that perspective. I must admit, I see a picture of it when people lay it down, and it looks kind of weird when you're laying it down. It looks like the console that you have to stand up. You have to make this one stand, you know. But I do like it. I also will agree. A few people pointed out to me stuff which I guess is kind of true, that those white flaps, they look like they can break off. Especially if you're gonna be a tournament organizer, bringing loads of PS5s to tournaments and stuff. You know, they will. They look like they can break off if you put them in your bags and stuff like that. So that area of the design may not be pretty good, but I do like it, and I do like the controllers as well. I'm glad they're going to give a charging dock, but I'm wondering, is the charging dock the only way you can charge? Because I always prefer that you can just plug in and while charging, because then you can still play while charging. So I'm hoping that there's going to be two ways to charge and not just change from that to that, if you know what I'm saying. So that's one thing I'm wondering about. One of the things that I'm a little bit stunned by is the fact that they're going to do two versions. You have the disc version and a discless version. In other words, the digital version. You know, I mean, I thought that's quite a different move. You know, releasing consoles in two different ways. I think they're trying to experiment, seeing if how well one does, and will consoles from now on be discless after that. So I have this prediction, right? I think everyone may agree with this already. But I believe that one of these is going to be discontinued early, very early. There's possibly a chance that loads more people are going to just get the digital, or there's people who loves that collection aspect and may get the disc version. But something just tells me that there's going to be digital. You know, from my perspective, if I have to be personally honest, you know, I've realised, that I'm technically running out of space for discs and stuff, man. You know, I still got a lot of my DVDs. I still got a lot of Blu-rays. There's a bit of space up there, but that will just go one day. You know what I mean, man? You know, it's just like that. So I'm kind of just thinking. So I'm just thinking, you know what? Maybe I might just get the digital version as well. You know, I recently bought Streets of Rage 4. I remember seeing that a website was going to sell a metal case version, and you know what? Allow it. I just decided to just get the digital version. So, I mean, I've always been about having collections. I used to be a bit more of a collector, but I guess that area of me is starting to die down now. So I guess, I guess I'm gonna be one of these digital. I guess I think I might get the digital version. I'm hoping though that they don't pull off one of those stupid little situations where they'll release the game Blu-ray only, and it can't be one that you can download. I hope they don't do something stupid like that, you know, because then that would be annoying and defeat the purpose of it. The media remote, I remember looking at the media remote and thinking to myself, is it good? I'm not too sure. You know, I always like when a control for something always has a load of buttons, to save you sometimes pressing this and then pressing that and pressing this. You know, like for instance, I've got the PS3 remote right here still. collected a lot of dust because I don't really use the DVD there. But when you look at all the buttons and everything, I always just preferred that situation of just whatever you see, just press it. You know, the media remote seems to have less buttons on it and all that. Yeah, but I guess it's not really that. I guess it's really not that much of a biggie. You know, and it's coming with an HD camera. That's cool. You know, we're definitely gonna enjoy that because you know we're in the era now where gaming is all about streaming. It wouldn't even surprise me, if Sony partners with Streamlabs soon, and something cool may come out of that. When they showed a good lineup of the games, and some games I think they were pretty good. I think the conference was not too bad. There was 3 games that I'm interested in. One game is Resident Evil Village, or Resident Evil 8. I felt the game looked very, very great, fantastic, but I must admit, I am so behind on Resident Evil that I'm probably not going to get that game on the first day like I've done all the other Resident Evils. I am so behind on Resident Evil, I feel like one of the worst Resident Evil fans ever. I'm not even going to list to you the games that I've not clocked, let alone not played. So one day I just need to take a break from Tekken and just go straight onto a spamming clocking spree of Resident Evil, get myself up to date. If I had clocked every single Resident Evil up to this point, right, then I could be saying to you guys, something like, bruv, I can't wait for Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village. I can't, but I'll probably go more crazier. So I can't really do that right at the moment. I haven't got that same sort of energy because my mind's not thinking about getting it. My mind's thinking about clocking it up. So that's pretty bad. But one game I'm very hyped for this next game, and that is Oddworld Soulstorm. That game looks phenomenal. Abe is back, and it looks like the story is going to be more intense than before. I can't wait to see that game. That game looks like it's going to be amazing. I was always a fan of all the Oddworld games, so I'm gonna get that game on the first day because I have actually clocked all of the games, the earlier games, with my cousin already. So that's all cool. And another game, I thought was pretty sick. Definitely a cool idea. Was this game called Destruction All Stars? It looks like a game where you got to cause destruction to your other team, whether you're driving a car or you're jumping around, dodging and stuff like that. It just looks like there's a lot of cool things you can do in that game, and it looks like there's a lot of different random characters with probably a lot of different customizations that you could do as well. So I'm pretty interested in it, and the destruction just looks amazing. I'm always the violent type. I like violent competitive games, and I'm actually hyped for that. So those are the 3 games I'm pretty hyped for. I see a lot of other games. I see a lot of other classics come back, like Ratchet and Clank and Horizon. I think I know other people are more happy about that, but these games weren't really too much, man. And of course, you've got the new Spider-Man game coming out as well. Overall, I think the PS5 is actually gonna be doing very well. I even like the way they sort of presented it with all those nice, beautiful, cool effects and all that, with those black and blue glowing balls and stuff like that, and made made it do a triangle first, then made it do the X, then made it do the circle, then made it do the square. I love the graphics that they're start doing now. There was a lot of comments and stuff here talking about graphics and saying stuff like graphics weren't even all of that. I think we have come to the limits of graphics now, boy. Like, when it comes to graphics, I've been a person here who's got more into artistic graphics, where you have a more artistic style rather than always the same illuminating, like, realistic graphics sort of thing. So so a lot of things have changed, but you know what, that's my thoughts here on the PS5. I don't think there is anything else that I missed and I haven't covered. Actually, there is something as it goes. I didn't really speak too much about the controller. Once again, the control does look cool, and I do like the white and black interaction. I feel like it seems to me as if Sony's trying to get away from this situation of have a black controller, have a white controller, or that they're trying to mix colors a bit more better now. You know, the controller does look a little big though, and I'm thinking that is that is that a cool thing here for some guys with small hands? You know, my hands ain't the biggest that they could be, I suppose, but I'm not sure. I mean, we'll have to see.
Oh my god, while I was editing this video, I found something so cool that I thought I had to just quickly squeeze this in there. Big up Shinobi602 for sharing this, but if you look at the control and zoom right in, the grip is actually circle, triangle, square, and X. I thought, oh my god, that is sick. That is actually sick. You know, that is pretty cool stuff.
There's talks about the PS5, the actual shape of the PS5 being really, really, really big and massive. Not sure how that's going to be. We'll have to see that as well. But I do like the style. I feel like as if PlayStation's style has always been, they always make a console and they always want it to look like it blends in with the certain sort of modern day house, modern day look. Like when you look at products on Bang & Olufsen's website, when you look at Bang & Olufsen products, they always take the pictures in these nice, beautiful modern house settings, and I feel like the Sony are trying to make their consoles look like those type of products, so they'll blend in with it. You see, so you can see somebody in the house in a nice, beautiful house with a Bang & Olufsen TV and lovely Bang & Olufsen stereo surround sound, and then also have their PS5 right underneath it there. That's what they're trying to do. I feel like maybe when it comes to Nintendo and Microsoft, they just don't give a fuck. They just want a fucking console and just put it out there like that. But Sony always sticks to their style, and you know what? I respect them. I respect them for sticking to their style, sticking to what they believe, and that's how I feel they've always been trying to go from the get go. You know, PlayStation 1 onwards. But what do you guys think here? Do you think those flaps at the top, do you think they'll break easily? Do you think that part was a good idea? Also, do you think it was a good idea to actually release two versions, disc version and digital version? Do you think that was a good idea? Which version will you get? You know, there's actually quite a lot to discuss about this here. So guys, tell me what you think here. Are you guys hyped here for the PS5? I actually am pretty hyped with, especially with the 3 games here that I've mentioned. So thanks very much, guys. I'll speak to you all later. Love who you are.